And welcome,
Are we
people.
really?
We are really live, man.
Wow,
Yo,
that's very exciting, man.
welcome back to the regular programming, man. How you
Hey,
been?
man, I just went for a couple of days again. You know what it is. I have to go deep, deep, deep into the trenches. See what the market is doing. You know, sometimes you gotta go into the back doors of the black market to know what's Bitcoin's been up to, man.
Right,
So
I see.
yeah, I'm very happy to be back. And for all the four people we have in the live stream, you're the real MVP. How are you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing good. I'm doing especially good. Have you seen what Bitcoin's doing? I'm doing great. Yo,
Damn, I see what
Bitcoin
Bitcoin's
is
doing, man.
looking interesting as fuck, man. Super, super interesting.
It
Um,
definitely does, man. It definitely does. Yesterday was kind of crazy. Not yesterday, the day before, like I was saying, June 13th, just fully blew past that range.
mm,
But man, I did not expect. And it's not like didn't expect. Obviously, we've been kind of okay looking for some sort of movement upwards, but a follow through on June 14th. You know, continuing to push 38 from 39,000, pushing all the way up to the 41,000, and now we're just chilling above the 40K. God damn.
oh man, it's crazy. It's crazy to see. And so we got a bunch to discuss here. Also, man, do I swear too much on the live stream? Should I not swear as much?
I mean, you do swear, that's for sure. Why? Did anyone comment about
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
or?
My mom told me, Brandon, you swear too much swearing in the live stream. She's like,
Yeah, your
it's
your mom your mom is always right. Never
yeah.
ever,
I mean, I
never
guess
ever.
so. I guess so.
Yeah.
She says it's very unprofessional. I
Wow.
told
Hey,
her,
man.
Mom, I'm not trying to be professional. The whole point of doing this is that, we can know our stuff and and talk like humans and we don't have to be professional. But
Right.
I don't
What
know,
did she
man.
say? Did
I
she
don't know.
smack you in the face? I wish she smacked you in the face.
No, no. She just said, I mean, I guess she brings up a good point, man. A lot of people, older people, I'm sure they don't like that. So,
That's true.
you guys, let me know. Is the swearing, can a bit of a turn off for you guys?
No, man,
You
I'm
know,
pretty sure they don't really care, but it is what it is, man.
it is what it
That's what it
is.
is,
Well,
man. That's what
anyways,
it is.
I was
That's
just
the
trying to get,
Brendan you guys got to see.
yeah,
That's the Brendan, man.
yeah,
That's what it is.
no, I'm 100% me. And look, guys, the thing with me is, look, I talk the way to you guys the same way I would talk to Messin, the same way I would talk to anyone. I don't change the way I talk depending who I'm speaking to, and
You're
sometimes that's
so
abrasive.
genuine. Oh my god. Like you're so genuine. Yeah, what do we got here, man? What are people saying? Messi, welcome back from the jungles.
Welcome
Thank you very
back, man.
much. I had a big machete, man, just slashing through all these trees trying to
In
get answers
France,
in France. And then I told you I'm way past that now.
you,
Way, way, way
you're
past France.
past France.
I'm talking different continents.
Damn.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
See some people saying, send it, welcome back, present and ready to learn. Passionate and down to earth, Brendan. So there you go, man. People are just kind of not really caring.
He
Just
also,
don't.
let me interrupt you. He's just, hey Jay also just says, don't
Hey, man.
interrupt. Hold on, man. Hold on. And so you bring up a good point here, hey Jay, which is don't interrupt Messin. And so I will try my best
Who's
moving
Hey Jay?
forward. Can you please just let me, just for 1 second?
Yeah, I guess.
Just, I will try my best moving forward to not interrupt you. Please go
Yeah,
ahead.
man, because like it's kind of a problem, to be honest. I think we're gonna bring it up with the higher ups in the company, man. We're gonna talk to shareholders, and I can't bail you out again. Here.
Right.
So,
Okay.
anyways, man, what the hell is Bitcoin doing today?
Well, yeah. Now that we addressed, the important, things on the docket, as corporate people would say,
Yep.
let's start talking about some important stuff here, man. Because if we look at my screen,
Hmm.
Bitcoin is actually looking tremendously interesting. We've finally put in our first higher high, man. Like if we zoom out here and take a look when the downtrend first started, ever since really, I mean, April, we
Hmm.
haven't put in a higher high yet. Have we?
Right.
This is the first
No.
higher high we put in. So we have finally broken the bearish market structure. We're not completely out of the woodworks yet, but we just got our first sign of bullish divergence, a bit of bullish confirmation. We're right up against resistance right now. So look, again, still reasons to be bullish, still reasons to be bearish. But what we're seeing is extremely interesting, and I do think marks a change. And I would also just say, Again, man, I hear a lot of people talking about their feelings and intuitions, but what we need to look out for to see clarity in the state of this market is confirmation and price action. And we just put in a higher high, which is confirmation of the bullish divergence. So this is very, very good to see.
That's true. It is actually very good to see, and definitely, man. Look, although I get away for a couple of days every now and then, I do keep a very close eye out on what's going on in on the YouTube crypto YouTube, right? And holy flip flop. Literally every day you see like videos coming out with oh, we're bullish, oh, bears, be very aware, bulls, then right after be very aware, then this and that. It's kind of crazy, man, but yeah, it's I guess it's fun to see. But that's the thing, man. I mean, that's what we always say. Always see what the market is telling us first, and that's how we go about it every single time. I don't know if you can see my chart or no, but as soon as we dropped, and it's good to keep track of the picture, the main picture, right? Of what's the story that's been happening here. So if we forget about this here, we dropped on June 7th. A lot of negative news still. We said that this is more of a bearish pattern. If we're downtrending into a symmetrical wedge, we're expected to downtrend out of it. Now, typically, we're expected to take the height of this wedge, take it to the breakout point, and actually continue to go all the way down to the low 20s. Literally, if you go back to the past couple of days, and or exactly on June 7th, and you watch all the other channels and all whatever's the content out there, all articles, Cointelegraph, Crypto Panic, everyone's talking about this breakout to the bottom, and man, shorts got annihilated.
Yeah.
Literally, this is not how a typical breakout works. A breakout to the bottom like this, a company, it's very low volume. The next day, even higher volume, but resulted in a wick to the upside like this. Buyers were lurking in the bottom. This is an accumulation zone between the 34,500 all the way down to the 30. We were, technically speaking, we're expected just to zoom down all the way down, right? Specifically with a very bearish pattern like that. That didn't happen. We did break out, but right away, the next day, right away, things got really bad for the shorts. Moved sideways for a bit, established a very consistent ceiling over here. You can see closing and opening, just complete rejection, very steady sell pressure at the 37,346. And man, this was yesterday's.
Yeah.
Just completely dominant for all of these. We're above the resistance. We're pushing towards this resistance. But man, one thing I would want to note, I don't want to talk for too long on this, but yesterday's close, June 14th, yesterday's closing price, 40,514, is the first, it's going back to whatever we had over here before, 4,540. But if I'm looking at the closing day for this, 40,526, and here 40,516. So close. So we know closing prices actually signify strength.
Yep.
and buyer sentiment, how confident buyers are. And the fact that yesterday we actually had a closing price, the day before, closing price just completely way above the previous prices. And then again, a closing price above this peak, not this peak, this peak, and this peak. And it's very close to that previous peak we had. This is very strong, man. Obviously, we're seeing some sort of rejection right now of the 200 DMA, but man, this is very nice. This is very nice.
Not only is this very nice, but this was anticipated, in my opinion, man. Because look, I've been saying for a couple of days now on the channel that we've been noting something incredibly interesting on the daily RSI for Bitcoin, man. The daily RSI has been extremely, extremely telling of kind of market health, because as we were getting these higher highs in price action, we at the same time were getting lower highs in RSI, which again is bearish divergence, classic super textbook, higher highs in price, lower highs in RSI, bearish divergence. But what are we seeing here in the short term? While that is true for higher highs in price and lower highs in RSI, the opposite is true for strength, where when you see lower highs in price action, but if we zoom in here, we see that every lower high in price action actually coincided with a higher high in RSI. telling us that the downtrend was running out of strength, that the buyers were building strength, and you pair that with the fact that we had a bullish crossover on the daily MACD, we had a convergence of reasons to think that macro indicators are shifting from bearish to bullish. We were extremely overbought, now going extremely oversold, having bullish divergence. Guys, I mean, come on. We have been saying it for days and weeks at this point. So as long as we see in further bullish divergence here on the RSI, it's good to see. Now, as well, I also really want to hammer home further the importance of this RSI. This daily RSI is everything for Bitcoin. So one thing to understand as well, all throughout this year's parabolic growth, we've held this resistance trend line on the RSI this entire cycle. All the cycle's growth, everything we see on this chart was all under this RSI here, and this trend level acting as resistance. And we're actually bullishly diverging from a few layers of resistance, although we still have kind of the ultimate last stand resistance still above us that seems like we're going to be testing very, very soon here. So we're right up against a shit ton of resistance, and this red trend line RSI coincides with that 200 daily exponential moving average. So in the short term, I wouldn't be surprised if we had a bit of a pullback here on the RSI. But as soon as we bullishly...
No pullbacks, man. No pullbacks. We're going straight to 100K
straight
tomorrow,
to the moon.
guys. That's
Folks,
what it is.
100x leverage. 100x leveraging is very, very safe. Definitely most people doing it win. So check out our bybit link.
And use our bybit link, guys.
Yeah,
Just 100x and use our bybit link.
Yeah, because whether you make money or not, we make money if you trade with our bybit link, guys. So definitely do not understand what constitutes a high probability setup. Just FOMO buy something 100 leverage because we'll get money even if you're not making money. So check out our bybit link.
And this is a joke, guys.
Yeah, for those who can't tell.
This is definitely a joke.
Yeah, because guys, for those who don't know, whenever you hear crypto YouTubers share their bybit links, and especially those who do not really, or at least haven't demonstrated that they know what constitutes a high probability setup, and they're shilling trading, they're shilling a bybit link, they make money on you whether you make money or not. And statistically speaking, most people lose money leverage trading. So again, guys, we're being sarcastic.
And people are, man, it's 7 point some billion getting liquidated within 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, it's telling you a lot about what's going on, man.
Yeah.
It's telling you a lot about what's happening in the market. But anyways, man.
Yeah.
Keep going, man.
Just to finish off here on this RSI point, guys, we've held this as resistance the entire goddamn cycle. So the moment we see bullish divergence above this resistance level that we've held the entire cycle, I think that is when we're ready to break out of the low 40 range. I think that is when we have, our large substantial impulse in a relief rally. So as soon as we see bullish divergence above that red RSI level, that is when we know that Bitcoin is ready to impulse up here. And also in the short term, just understand that we're up against resistance with our 200 daily exponential moving average. We're up against this red trend line. So I would not be the least bit surprised if we found rejection, came back down to retest the original breakout point at around 37,400, and then come up for a second retest and then break out on the second retest. I would not be the least bit surprised if we found rejection here, just because it's extremely strong resistance.
100%, man. And look, with just looking at the RSI you got, so looks like we did break the two most recent short-term resistances, right? We still have that big one from before, but on a smaller scale, obviously, it looks like, man, we actually did on a short term, and you see it on the price action, obviously. That's why it's your, but looks like we did break that short term resistance, which is definitely a good thing. In my opinion, that's definitely something showing that strength.
No, dude, 100%. And the one thing that's kind of worrisome about this pump is that this pump started on Sunday. And the issue with Bitcoin pumping on Sunday is that there's what's called a CME gap forms, where there's future tradings for Bitcoin, and they're closed on weekends. So what happens is when we pump on weekends, there's a CME gap, and typically speaking, especially if price action is pretty close to that gap, the price action comes back down to fill it. And not always, and it's become less and less significant the further Bitcoin goes on. But just understand that is a thing. And so given that Bitcoin did pump on a Sunday, and we have resistance above us, I would not think it's the least bit surprising if we do have a pullback, just retest that breakout point around 37,400, 300, just above 37,000, and then go for a second retest of resistance and maybe break out then.
I agree, man. I agree. I think, obviously we're not going to get the 200 DMA and just brush through it like it's nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're sharing my screen or no,
Yep.
but I want to get your opinion on something here. So clearly, I mean, especially with Bitcoin, we always wait on at least two data points to see where the next, I guess, support or resistance should be at. And now, since we're already outside of this wedge, we clearly see how we didn't really spend too much time here in the bottom. Right away, went all the way up. We know the significance of the 200 DMA. Obviously it's very active, and even here while we're downtrending heavy, touched it the first time, touched it the second time, and play around here for a bit. So if I even log this maybe here on the maybe let's just keep it on the daily chart, and then we go to the 1 hour, and I'll also keep this one here as well. I'll keep this on the daily chart. So these are this is the 100 DMA and this is the 200 DMA. I'm gonna keep those locked on the 2 hour on the daily chart, and then we'll go to the 4 hour. And here you'll see, obviously as soon as we come down, we have to touch it a couple of times. You'll see how every time, we really go above, we try to find the support at it. And again, as soon as we get to it, we don't just brush through it or fully just skim through the resistance or the support. We always come back to it to retest. So now this is the first time. We want to see how many times we're actually gonna get to it. In my opinion, I guess this could be like a bold prediction, but I don't really like making those predictions. But again, I think right now, if we're looking at the 4 hour chart, just like how we were here, right? We were here, we're all the way at the top with the MACD, we're all the way at the top with the stochastic RSI. We anticipate some sort of a drop. Now, obviously, this was at the apex. So if we go back further here, again, MACD is all the way at the top, stochastic all the way at the top. We expect some sort of turn coming in, some sort of change on the short term within a day or two, not even actually up to a week, so that we use the 4 hours sometimes just to see what's going to happen for the next 3-4 days depending. So right now looks like the volume has been decreasing. MACD starting to stagnate and actually tick to the bottom. Stochastic is all the way to the top. So we do anticipate some sort of a drop coming, or just some sort of just a consolidation phase. So right now, if that actually happens, I would expect it to at least come back down to form this, at least I would say, depending how long it would take. Obviously, this is going to be some sort of a support zone right here. So I would say somewhere around this area. Bitcoin can fall to that. So somewhere closer to 37,900 to 38,000. And if not, this is the main support line I would be looking at and see if the market actually does respect it. So first time we understand that we won't just fully break this resistance. Second thing we're heading towards the resistance. We're looking at the MACD's trying to go down. Stochastic is overbought. Again, we need some sort of relief just to kind of go down a bit and then continue to go back up. So I can see maybe Bitcoin doing something like this again, man. I don't know if you agree or not, but this is going to be the main resistance in front of us. And we could go down. And if we're going to respect the fact that we're making higher lows, then we're definitely going to get squeezed up here within the next, I would say 4 or 5 days. And we really want to see buyers actually come in, because if we actually break above this, I think it's pretty significant. I think it signifies that, look, yeah, we are actually due for some sort of relief rally, especially the fact that we're actually going above that 200 daily EMA.
Dude, no, I think you're extremely, extremely right. I think there's enough good reasons to think that we're probably going to have a bit of a pullback here in the short term. And if we go over to my chart here too, again, you're right. We had that 200 daily exponential moving average, which was previously price reactive. We found rejection off it several times. Here was support, broke below, came back up to retest it. It was resistance. So a very price reactive. The market's telling us this is very relevant. It's exactly what we're finding resistance currently. Also, if we look at our kind of indicators, MACD extremely overextended on the 4 hour, histogram's ticking down as well. On the 4 hour, RSI is overbought. So like I think we have that CME gap. We're extended. We're up against resistance. Such significant resistance, it's likely that we won't break through immediately. I mean, at this point, I do think a relief rally is very likely, a further one, but in the short term, I do think a pullback makes a lot of sense. The low 37,000 range, from about 37,000, 37,600, 800, somewhere in that 37,000 range is, I think, we're likely to fall to next. Volume going down. It makes sense, man. It makes sense.
It does. And it's not, like obviously we're bullish at the moment.
No,
we waited for the market to tell us. This is not something, we're seeing that we're breaking some sort of resistance, or we're making higher lows, right? This is something that's not so radical to assume. So that's what you got to keep in mind.
Oh, it would be extremely bullish. It's nothing to be freaked out over, because guys, if we come back down and retest previous resistance and solidify that support, then that makes the next impulse more sustainable and stronger. We want that retest. It's nothing to be panicked over. It's to be expected. We're telling you guys it's likelier than not to happen. And I mean, we could be wrong. It could break through immediately, but I think there's enough reasons to think that, we're likelier than not to retest. And again, man, another thing as well is look at all this VPVR. The VPVR point of control is just at about I think you still have zoom controls, eh?
I do. Let me just.
All right, go ahead. You do
Let
your
me
thing.
give up.
And,
Yeah, no, we're good. We're good. No,
okay,
you're good.
perfect. What I'm trying to say here is that the VPVR, where the most volume was basically at 37,000. Guys, this volume is really great because it serves as confirmation of support and resistance. Whenever there's a lot of volume being traded at one area, especially if that coincides with kind of like price action, it's typically significant support. So I think a pullback to retest the breakup point, retest volume, hold it as support will make the next impulse more sustainable. And as well, once we break above 4142K, which is basically this 200 daily exponential moving average, that blue line, and the 200 simple moving average, that yellow line, then man, in that case, if we can hold these two, get above those two, then we're going to test this white line. And this white line is extremely significant here, and you feel free to jump in at any moment, but just to describe the significance of this white line, because these 200 daily and simple, exponential and simple moving averages are significant, but this 50 daily simple is also very significant. We can see here throughout the cycle, it was constantly the bedrock of support. As soon as we broke below it, that was the beginning of the massive downtrend. Pump, dump, found support there. Pump, dump, found support there. Even in the previous cycle, very, very price reactive. The previous cycle, we can see here how several times we pumped down, found support there, pumped down, found support there. As soon as we broke below it, came back up to retest it. That was the beginning of kind of like the bear cycle. So these are three of what I believe to be the most important kind of long-term macro moving averages for Bitcoin. So basically what I'm trying to get at here is that every one of these that we flip makes it more likely that we could test the next one and the next one. And if we can get above these three, what I believe to be the three most significant moving averages for Bitcoin, then we can test
100K Bitcoin.
100K guaranteed, 100x leverage. Use our bybit link for that in the description below.
I actually want to ask the people, we got 185 people listening. Do you guys actually think Bitcoin is going to get to 100K at least before the end of this year? Do you think so?
Do you think? Are you asking me or are you asking the people?
I'm asking the people, so guys, let us know.
What do you think,
guys
man?
and girls?
You're very it's hard to get you to say to commit.
Look, price wise, if you're just looking at the chart itself, I can see that being possible. But the only thing I keep factoring in is legislation and regulations and markets, or what's happening with inflation, what's happening in China with the miners. That there's so many pieces to the puzzle that it makes it even harder for me to like shy away from this being just kind of a gamble,
Right.
I need to, like, if you're telling me, right now on a very low time frame, I can see Bitcoin dropping to the 38,000, and sure. But if I'm looking very long term and factoring everything in, I still think Bitcoin is gonna go up. But man, 100K, I don't know. That's like, I'm being very honest. I actually don't know.
Yeah. No, and that's very reasonable of you to wait for confirmation and evidence. It's very boring, but no, I feel what you're saying.
It is. I'm an old man. I'm an old man when it comes to this.
Yeah. People are saying here, people don't really know. I think Buffalo on the Beat says, I don't know. I'm just a music producer. Yo, by the way, Buffalo on the Beat. I mean, we're looking to get our own music going for the aMillionortheMoon, for the channel.
Oh, is he a producer?
I mean, he says I'm a music producer. Did he not?
Oh.
Anyways, man, opportunity.
Hit your boys up, man.
Hit your boys up. Anyways,
hit us up on email, man.
Yeah. But no, people don't really know. And at the end of the day, guys, nobody really knows. Nobody knows anything for sure. We're all just guesstimating, extrapolating based off arbitrary market caps, and nobody knows anything for sure. What we do know for sure is that Bitcoin's done nothing but go up. The use case for Bitcoin has never been stronger and keeps getting better. Bitcoin keeps getting more deflationary in an environment where the global macroeconomic system is becoming inflationary. So there's definitely reasons to like Bitcoin. And so
Yeah,
again, guys, technicals are great for understanding the short term. Fundamentals are great for understanding the long term. And so
definitely.
yeah, and
Man, today was a big day for Bitcoin.
yeah.
Taproot.
Oh, Taproot. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Before we get into that, can I finish my point here with this
No,
trend line?
no. You know why? Because the
What?
real Adam T is a race car driver.
That's
He just
actually
let
pretty
us know
cool. What do you
that
drive?
is pretty cool.
Yeah, what do you drive? Let us know.
Yeah. So, but yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Let's see. What do you got?
all I would say, guys, the thing I'm looking out for to really be the definitive thing to call whether we're in a bull market or bear market is this trend line drawn from all-time highs to the next lower high. If we can break above, come back down and retest this thing, hold it as support, and start to make new higher highs, then the bull market could continue, and then 100K Bitcoin is very realistic. And again, according to the stock to flow model, stock to flow is predicting 100K Bitcoin this year, and we very often overperform stock to flow, or at least historically we've overperformed it at the peak, and we underperform it many times as well. So just according to stock to flow predicts 100K Bitcoin this year. And again, man, while I don't know anything for sure, but my gut feeling tells me that if we can hold above this red trend line, if we can hold above this red trend line, then we could see 100K, 200K Bitcoin this year or this cycle. But that's just me. I could be wrong. But also, just to finish off on why this is significant, if we kind of look at the previous cycles, and also, man, I kind of want to get your opinion on. I know there's a bunch of news, but I want to get your opinion on some
Go ahead. Go ahead.
analysis
You know
on
my
this shit.
opinion on previous cycles and all that. You know.
Yeah,
So go ahead.
yeah, but just to finish off on why that line's important, guys. Look at this 2019 fake bull cycle. All right, we formed a kind of a peak here, lower high, extend that. We came back up to retest, it got rejected, and the downtrend continued. The beginning of the 2018 bear market, see, all-time high, lower high, extend a trend line. We came back up to retest, it got rejected. Bear market continues. So this happened twice. How this is pretty significant. How rejection off that trend line is confirmation of the bear trend. That still hasn't happened. And so I do think we're going to have a relief rally to retest this trend line. And so if we come back up, find rejection, then we could go a lot down further. We could even make lower lows. We could break down below 30K. Or if we break above this thing, come back down, retest it, hold it, then the bull market could continue. So following what way we react off that trend line will be extremely, extremely significant.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all my thoughts there.
What you know what I'm actually leaning towards is us actually getting to the top of that resistance and getting squeezed in some shape, way, or form. I can see Bitcoin actually, again, because I keep saying the same thing, it's not a radical idea for Bitcoin to break above this level. I don't know if you're sharing my screen or not, but
I can,
if
yep.
Bitcoin gets go back up to at least somewhere close to the 50K, after obviously we got couple of obstacles with the EMAs that just explained to you guys, I can easily see Bitcoin do something like this, where like sure we're going up, then just come back down again, go up, come back down again. Actually, have to squeeze sometime here in the near future. So many different ways this can actually present itself, and just again how everyone was looking at this wedge over here. As soon as we broke below it, everyone was signaling, oh, we're going down, and Bitcoin defied the whole movement and actually started squeezing all these short sales and continued to go back up. Everyone, for a whole month, everyone's looking at this wedge, and we broke below it and then came right back into it, and now we're way above it. So again, that's what we're saying. We can always forecast what's going to happen with the market, but we can never really predict exactly what's happening. But for the time being, on a short time frame, looking at the RSIs, Brendan showed you guys, looking at the MACD itself, if we're looking even at the 12-hour, look at this. Look, this buyers is just pushing. They've been pushing ever since we got here, and soon enough, that's going to be fully reflected in terms of buy power. RSI again on 12-hour, same thing. We've been constantly moving upwards. So is this EMA going to hold or no? I guess we're going to see sometime soon here. Bitcoin's buyers have to prove themselves, and if we could, the more we go up, the higher the resistance. The more we go up, the higher the resistance is going to be. So this is not going to be an easy road. It's not going to be an easy. We're just not going to slice through things. But yeah, things definitely do look a bit bullish at the moment. Looks like buyers are in the market. You cannot say otherwise based on the chart itself. So let's see how that plays out. But yeah, man,
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely the level we should be looking at. That top line over here is where that major resistance is going to be at. But even for us to get there, there's definitely a lot of work. A lot of these buyers. We need Michael Saylors. We need more Michael Saylors up in this. We need
Oh
him buying more
man.
and more, man.
Yeah, so there's some like very important news that we should probably get to, but I would just add on top of what you were saying just to finish off on the charting here, which
Mm.
is given that there's so many layers of resistance above us, from trend lines to moving averages to fib levels to clouds to volume clusters. There's endless ways to describe resistance, and so if we were trying to accurately draw resistance, I mean we could just draw a red box all the way from 40K to 65K because there's so much resistance. So with that, I would just say that rejection at any point should be anticipated, and it rejection would not it wouldn't necessarily call off the relief rally. The thing that would constitute like bearish divergence is lower lows. So that's all I'm trying to say here. Rejection at any point should be anticipated. The key factor is just keep putting in higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. We could keep getting rejected all the live long day as long as we put in higher lows. As soon as we start making lower lows, that's bearish confirmation, and that's when I start to get worried. Not by rejections, but by lower lows. The more lower lows we make, the more worried I get.
Yeah, I agree, man.
Yeah.
I definitely do agree.
Yeah, so Taproot, man, we should start talking about some of the major developments if you're good with
Yeah,
that.
big, very, very big day here. I'm just putting those links for the articles quickly in the description for everyone that wants to read upon it and see what Taproot's all about. We talked about it first in a video. I think like a couple of months ago.
Yeah,
When they first signaled
a couple
it, that
weeks
first
ago.
block. Was it a couple weeks ago?
I feel like
No, man, it's been a while. It's been like a couple months.
time flies.
That's when the first block actually signaled it for the upgrade, and yeah, man, everything. I don't think anyone was expecting it. Obviously, it was on all these miners' wish list. I mean, everyone was wishing for a more efficient Bitcoin and a more efficient transaction, more private. And we finally got it. So I guess now this is actually big for the crypto market. Let us know, guys, in the chats if you know what Taproot update is all about. But basically, it's combining, it's aggregating a bunch of signatures on the Bitcoin hash, and yeah, instead of having a couple of maybe 3-4 different conditions for each transaction, all of them having to get processed on the blockchain, now you have it all aggregated into one signature. And the biggest thing about it, man, is privacy. So a lot of these big investors always talk about, look, we want to put some certain, like, those huge sums of money in, but then again, based on the conditions we actually put up in the transaction, you can kind of guess, right? You can kind of guess who's who and what kind of people are moving those transactions. And so with this, is gonna look, every transaction is gonna look like any other transaction on the blockchain. And yeah, more private, better transaction times, almost on average, I think it was like 20% more faster. So it's relieving pressure of the blockchain. And yeah, I think this was presented back in 2018. In its favor. So this is pretty big, man. This is a pretty big development right now in the crypto space. Hey, man, did you mute yourself?
No, I don't know if it's my end or yours, but I think either me or you are having a bit of connection issues.
I see.
Yeah, I didn't hear the last 30 seconds.
Oh, man.
I think
Okay, let us know if you guys heard or not, but
I
you
think
didn't hear
it's
anything, I guess.
I think it's me. I don't know if the people heard it. It was just kind of like the last 30 seconds.
I see. Yeah, because I even see here YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming.
Yeah, it might be
I'm
mine though.
I'm telling you, man. It's just everybody trying to let us know, guys, if you guys can still hear us or still in this live stream. Looks like it is buffering for everybody, but I think we're good now, man.
Yeah, I think the issue is just there's so much interest in this channel and this analysis that it's literally shutting down YouTube. YouTube cannot handle.
I think it's all the bullishness,
the amount of interest.
man.
Yeah,
it's all the bullishness.
YouTube just can't handle what we're bringing. So yeah, no, guys, let us know if you guys can hear us okay right now. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you.
Okay.
I can
Okay.
hear you.
Perfect. The whales are trying to silence us. Yes, we're the victims of a coordinated propaganda campaign. Fight the power. The whales are definitely trying to silence us.
They are.
They are. Okay, so people are saying we can still hear. Can now? Okay. Okay.
There we go.
Perfect.
So yeah, man, I don't know how far everybody was listening, but all we're saying, this is very nice for Bitcoin. It's gonna make it more efficient, faster transactions. I love that crazy 20%, but I mean, like, Bitcoin's already, pretty bad when it comes to the speed of transactions. But then again, man, privacy, I think that's the biggest thing, is just making more Bitcoin more anonymous, and that's definitely gonna attract a lot more those big guys. Those big guys that don't want their millions and billions to show on the blockchain. So it's pretty good.
Yes. Yeah, no, man. And especially on the cusp of mass adoption, countries, adopting crypto, El Salvador, adopting crypto. These updates, these small updates are actually pretty significant, especially when a lot more people are going to use the network. And as 100%. Well, we don't just have what is it? El Salvador adopting Bitcoin. It's also on Tanzania. Now, I'm trying to find the news story here on my end. Here we go. I have it. So, going back to my
but before we even jump to that, guys, this is actually pretty big for Bitcoin. We left the links for you in the description below, just for you to read up on Taproot and what it actually signifies. So make sure you actually read through that. It's definitely something, it's very, 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 very important.
It actually is. It's one of the biggest developments in Bitcoin's, recent history. Yeah, it's just one of the biggest.
Last upgrade was 2017.
Yeah, it's been a while since an upgrade of this magnitude happened. Yeah, typically with Bitcoin, the upgrades happen slowly. I've even heard rumors that the next major one is like smart contract functionality for Bitcoin.
I mean, sure, why not?
Yeah, so who knows? Next cycle, we'll see. Bitcoin is going to try and compete with Ethereum.
Are we going to build games on Bitcoin? Like, are we going to DeFi Bitcoin? I don't know.
It takes like a week to move a Bitcoin just because of some gaming application. Because that's what happened back in 2017. CryptoKitties crashed Ethereum.
Really?
Yeah, the NFT thing where it says like cats.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Yeah, crash Ethereum. How funny would that be next cycle? Like, Bitcoin's about to overtake gold, and all of a sudden some cat game just like ruins this $1 trillion operation.
The whole monetary system just crashes. Everybody had money, and now they can't take it out.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Anyways.
Yeah. Well, yeah, man. So we're seeing big news here. So Tanzania is also looking to adopt crypto. So the president of Tanzania, I don't know if I should even try to say the name.
Butcher the name. Samia Suluhu Hassan. There you go.
There you go, man. Okay, there we go. Thank you for billing me out. So, said to the Tanzanian Central Bank on Sunday to begin working on facilitating widespread use of cryptocurrencies in the East African nations. So, this is extremely interesting, folks. Countries are moving to adopt crypto, and it's just the beginning. That's why I always, especially as of recently, I've been trying to say, we're on the right side of history. We're in the right trade as long as you're holding quality projects, not shit coins like SafeMoon and Doge or Shiba that could be gone in a year. But if you're holding quality, then you're on the right side of history. You're on the right trade. It's just the short term that's uncertain. The short term is highly volatile. But over the long term, Bitcoin and crypto has done one thing, which is go up over the long term because its use case has never been better and is always getting better. So again, just have a long term mindset. The long term brings the greatest return on investment and the least risk. A short term investment mindset brings the greatest risk and the least amount of returns. So just understand that. Do you have anything to add there, man?
Damn, I'm gonna quote that, guys. Put on some sort of magazine.
Yeah, so the real Adam Tesis Messin is a cultured man of the world. You are, man. You said that name like it was nothing. Like you've been there.
What it is.
Like
you know what it is, man. It's like
it's all that time in France.
Hey, man, it is what it is. Sometimes you gotta save the world, man. That's what it is.
Yo, we gotta do a live stream in France one day, man.
We have to.
It would be really
and look, man, are you gonna talk about the big plans or what?
The big plans?
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
Calling you out right now.
All right. Okay. Do you want to introduce the big plans or do you want me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, guys, listen. So Messin has been, he's been running a campaign of propaganda against me. All right. He's running lobbying efforts and, eventually the pressure is getting to me. And so we're bringing A lot of big changes to the YouTube channel soon. We're bringing changes to the YouTube channel, to our Discord, to our VIP Discord.
Just get to it,
Lots of
man.
big changes coming soon. And so one of the big changes we want to bring to this channel, and guys, this is an inside scoop. This is a scoop on things to come. You over 200 people watching are going to get the scoop of this news, which is we're going to show our faces.
We're gonna show our faces.
We're gonna show our faces,
our ugly faces.
100%, yes. Give people a face to hate, not just the voice.
That's true.
Yeah. So no, guys, it's long overdue.
I want to see my face somewhere with like X's on my eyes. As
Right.
in like this is the guy, this is him, get him, kind of thing.
Right.
All this bullshness.
Yeah. And once we show our faces, guys, you gotta like do some Photoshop of like messing in France.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
Eiffel Tower.
100%. Yeah,
with
man.
my binoculars.
Yeah.
Anyways, man.
Yeah. So we do plan on showing our faces. Yeah. Maybe we shouldn't talk about our. I think maybe like end of week we're kind of planning. We'll see.
End of week, man. End
We'll
of
see.
week. That's
Yeah,
it. We're
end of
gonna
week.
commit right here on this live stream.
Yeah, okay.
It's all good.
Yeah, so guys, look, we're gonna show our faces. We love what we do. We want to continue doing this. I mean, bull market or bear market, we're here to stay, and so I think it's long overdue. It's crazy to see how far this channel has grown, man. I mean, this shit just started about like how many? I mean, it feels like years ago at this point. Just me and you talking about investing, and eventually, we start talking about this, and so. I can't wait to see, what direction this channel goes, man.
Crazy,
So,
man. Remember, we started this as a joke.
Yeah.
We actually started this as we were just storing videos on YouTube, just us talking for our own, I guess, interest, and then boom, started like actually blowing up. That's kind of crazy, man. We're at
Yeah.
25K right now.
Oh man, that's
something else.
crazy. Because we talked about this shit so much with ourselves. We might as well talk about it to people, right? And so,
Oh yeah.
man, I remember.
And again, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you guys for being part of this, man.
Oh, yeah.
This is something different.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I remember when we first started, thinking we'd get to 25K. That seemed like so impossible.
Even the 1K. The 1K was
man.
like, yeah.
Yeah. So
That's something else.
So guys, thank you all for your support. Thank you for being here. You guys are awesome. Hopefully we're gonna bring more and more value to you guys moving forward as we learn more and grow in the space ourselves. We can't wait to share with you guys everything we learn, our feelings, our intuitions, all that bullshit, and hopefully we all become more confident investors together.
Boom.
Yeah, there we go, man. There we go. Yeah, man. So, what else is there to talk? Or do you have any more news stories on your end? I have a few things to mention here. All right, let's see. What do you have?
Goldman Sachs has been on the fence. They've been saying we're in. Next day, we're out. Next day, buy the dip. This is a great time to enter. Market slump is a great entry. Next day, we're saying something different. So this, what that tells me, man? When someone is on the fence like that publicly, someone as big as Goldman Sachs, they want in, man. And they want in on cheap prices. So we got this here. Goldman Sachs reportedly exploring Ether options. Huh?
Whoa, wait, hold on. I'm just trying to understand what you just said there. So are you saying
Here we go.
that investment institutions would mislead the public?
It's been historically speaking, man. People used to do it back in World War. They used to say, hey guys, because it used to take such a long time for the let's say whatever countries, let's say France is invading whatever, and then it takes almost 4 or 5 days for the news to come in saying, hey, France won the war, right? So there was some people back in the day that used to, and this is very off topic, but I guess a good history lesson, that used to within that time period, let's say France won the war, come back saying, hey guys, France actually lost the war. Everybody sell everything you got. You got to have some hard cash, some hard gold on you. And then the whole, housing market goes down. These people buy everything for cheap. And it would turn out, within the next week or so, the news comes back. Psych, we actually won the war. So this has been something. This has been a phenomenon. When someone says, news manipulation, trying to get people to, sell. Yes, that's actually been a thing, especially in our age. Now it's even more effective in our age with the internet and how quick marketing can get to, man. So,
Whoa.
yeah,
Dude,
this has been going on.
This doesn't make any sense. Are you saying financial institutions don't have the people's best interest at heart? What? You're blowing my mind. What are you saying, man? You're telling me Goldman Sachs isn't looking out for me?
Yo, look, my grandma told me that one thing back in the day. If there's one person you never trust as a banker,
Yeah, no, no, I agree, man.
she
I
actually
agree.
didn't say that, but you get my point.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying, and
So that's what these guys are saying, man.
yeah,
Goldman Sachs right now reportedly exploring Ether options, right? They're saying Goldman Sachs has continued client and institutional interest in the product, Ethereum, and that a market slump is a good time for entry. They're like, yo, this is a good time to buy up on things, man. Everything is on sale. We've been saying that. Former CFTC, so Commodities and Futures Trading Commission lawyer Braden Perry says unclear guidance from the CFTC might hamper wide availability. Of course, the US has been there taking their time, but Goldman Sachs digital asset head Matthew McDormand said in an interview with Bloomberg that the bank is planning on launching an Ether futures and options trading platform for clients in the near future, man. So a lot of big things, I guess. We'll just add this again for you guys in the description to read up on it. But the inherent nature of crypto has presented new problems for regulators, including budgetary challenges. So, despite their claim of becoming a leader in the crypto space, there has been a lack of guidance on the issue. Again, same thing that happened with Facebook, same thing that happened back in the day with World Wide Web, same thing with Amazon back in the day. We're getting into the same thing right now. They can never stop it, right? They can't ban it. Did you heard about the whole New York bill that bans crypto mining? Got
yeah,
shut down in no time,
yep,
very quick. Bitcoin miners win reprieve as New York lets anti-mining bill die. They just throw it out the window. They're like, we don't want to mine Bitcoin. We want to ban Bitcoin mining, and because it's not energy efficient, it's not really good for the environment. Nope, they just it's gone.
yeah.
This whole thing is gone. So they can't stop it. They gotta join it. And we're at that age. It's a revolution, people. This is I I'm sounding like you now, but I'm
No,
just
it
saying
is,
it's a
man.
revolution,
It
man.
is. It's the next major asset class. Like we're like in a baby stock market. Like the stock market was once a new thing. It was created. It was very mature, and we're in just the early stages of the next major asset class. Just like commodities trading, currency trading, stock trading, were all once new things. Cryptocurrency is that next asset class, and we're in the early days, man. We're in the early days of adoption, regulation, countries, mainstream use case, all the shit, man. We're early days. We're on the right side of history.
We are.
Yeah.
We are. It's kind of hard to believe, but that's what it is. With something completely out of the ordinary, something completely shifting the market. When the government's having a hard time regulating something, man, and the people want it, always pay attention.
Yeah.
Always pay attention. Same thing with Facebook. They didn't want it back in the day. It's a threat towards national security. That's what the main idea or the main outlook on Facebook back in the day was. It's threat to national security. Same thing we're hearing right now. It's threat to the dollar, but they can't stop it, so they're gonna join it. That's what it is. That's what it is. So, anyways, man, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Also, man, I would just say here that this is actually, like this news story that Goldman Sachs is saying crypto is not a viable investment, blockchain may become obsolete, is actually the most bullish thing I've ever heard. Because while they're saying this publicly, I bet you anything that Goldman Sachs behind the scenes is buying as much goddamn Bitcoin and Ethereum that they can get their hands on. Because this is so funny, the juxtaposition. So while this, as this story is released today, what is also coming out? Goldman Sachs plans to offer Ethereum future options to its clients.
It's
Guys,
crazy, isn't
come
it?
on, come on, come on, come on. Like they think we're stupid. But we have access to the internet. Like this bullshit worked back in the 1900s when nobody had access to the internet. But now we all have access to the internet, and we can all keep up with the shenanigans they pull. And we all understand that this is commonplace. A bank and investment fund talks a bunch of FUD about a particular asset, causing it to dump, and then they buy it up, and then sing its praises afterwards, and then it pumps. And so, man, look, this news story makes me endlessly bullish.
Yeah.
Are you still there? We're having, I think, a bit of
I'm here.
connection
I'm here.
issues. All
I'm
right.
here.
Also,
I'm not gone. Don't worry.
okay. All right. I would just say someone was saying here that we were having microphone issues. Guys, unfortunately, we've been having some issues. We've been trying our best to fix them, but if you guys want to let us know, if you guys can hear us okay, that would be great to know.
Wow, he's saying, how hard is it to get a new mic? How cheap is a new mic?
It's not
Guys, we're starting a fundraiser.
I don't
We
think
need
it's
no
the mic.
mics.
Do you think it's
I
the
don't think
mic?
so.
Oh, honestly, do you think it's the mic? Because I think
No,
it's.
no, I genuinely think it's like YouTube. Like our internet is actually pretty good. It's pretty high speed. So I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know. Because
Anyways, it is what it is.
yeah. Anyways.
That's what happens, when you want to silence the great. That's what it is.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It could be the mic, but I think it's a recording software too. But
Yeah.
the real Adam T says I'd like to see them try and take my Bitcoin wallet. I've booby trapped it like Home Alone. It's
What I
pretty
was
funny.
gonna say is like, man, I'm over here coding this little website, tripping of these folks. They telling the truth though, on God. Hey, man, you know
On
what it
God.
is?
Yeah, man.
Buff on the beat. What interface or mixer do you use? Look, man, this
OBS.
guy's talking about what interface or mixer do you use. Like he's all that when it comes to the audio. Man,
This
just
guy's a
jump on. How about
producer,
you
man.
jump on the team? Come and just fix this whole thing, Buffo. Stop making us look bad, man.
Yeah. No, we're technical analysts, not audio, producers.
Okay, I think IT and BTC actually didn't get the joke here, man. Can I just address it real quick?
Yeah. What do you say?
He's saying, how are you going to say something is a scam, but then offer the scam to your customers, though? He's talking about the bybit. Do you want to let him have it or what?
Oh yeah, it's called sarcasm. It's called it's called a
Appreciate it.
joke. Yeah,
Appreciate it.
no, guys. Here's the thing. We're traders. We trade ourselves. We use Bybit. Something like Bybit and leverage should only be for experienced traders who know what they're doing, who knows what constitutes a good trade, a good entry, a good exit. If you're asking someone, should I take this trade? You probably should not be trading leverage. Now, so for newer people, we highly dissuade newer people from leverage trading. But if you're a trader, feel free to use Bybit because we use it ourselves. So definitely, if you know what you're doing, if you're gonna trade and you like what we do and you want to support us, might as well trade with our link. And guys, we're very upfront and honest with you guys. Like I see, I know I'm going on a bit of a rant here, but I think it's worth addressing. Which is, I see a lot of big
Let him have
crypto
it.
news channels talk about leverage trading on Bybit, and a few of these channels have absolutely no idea what they're talking about. They're not good traders. They may be good fundamental analysts. They may know a lot about this space, have a lot of experience, a lot of great work ethic. I don't want to call out any names, but I've seen a lot of people have no idea what they're talking about
man.
when it comes to trading, and they're shilling a Bybit link, and they're shilling to newbies trading high leverage, which is extremely risky. So when I see someone who has no idea what constitutes a good trade shill leverage trading, it's a bit
Disheartening.
it's a bit disheartening to say the least. So guys, again,
100%.
be aware, most new people lose at leverage trading. We bring it up because we like to joke about it because we think it's funny because for us it's rather obvious that you shouldn't high leverage trade. It's extremely risky. We've lost and
Yeah,
won a bunch of money.
someone said in the comments here. Exactly.
Exactly.
So I guess they get it, man. Anyways, man, we don't want to. This is what it is. We just try to show you what it is, and we don't want you losing money, man, because it's very easy to do. Because we did as well at one point. So, anyways, man,
Yeah.
you're right. I agree with you, man. I agree with you. Thank
Yeah.
you for ranting.
Yeah. So that's that.
So yeah, man. What else you got?
Hey,
there?
you did
What else
this
you
to
got?
me, man. You did this. You brought this up.
What?
The
Yeah, and you ate the bait. You ate the bait and just ran with it.
Yeah, which I will always do. I will never not do that. By the way.
I know. I can't wait for one point. I just want to be on the same panel with these guys. Just want to talk.
Yeah, man.
Just
let's talk.
let off some steam.
And again, here's the thing too, man. Like no two people are ever gonna agree with each other. So I'm perfectly fine with like disagreeing with someone. It doesn't mean you have to hate them just because you have a disagreement with someone either, right?
Yeah, but not hating them is not fun.
Right.
So that's not.
Right.
So what else with Goldman Sachs, man? Crypto not viable investment. What are they saying?
Yeah, they're just saying it's not a viable investment while they're providing the investment options to their clients, and they're probably buying it up themselves on the dip. Also, I want to mention just a few news stories that are relevant to Bitcoin specifically, which is Elon Musk has said that I know Elon Musk, but it's worth mentioning just because he has historically moved the price of Bitcoin. So he said Tesla only sold 10% of its holdings to confirm Bitcoin could be liquidated easily without moving the market. Whatever. Whatever reason he did, whatever. He made some
Whatever you
profit.
say, Elon.
Whatever you say, man. But the interesting thing here is he's saying that when there's confirmation of reasonable 50% or more clean energy usage by miners with positive future trend, Tesla will resume allowing Bitcoin transactions.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Oh.
he's put it out there that, and a lot of people are saying and speculating that behind the scenes, especially with that like Bitcoin conference that he's forming, that he's kind of trying to form kind of a cabal of like green energy miners for Bitcoin behind the scenes. So we'll see.
Which is, by the way, inevitable. Like
Yeah.
everything, crackdowns in China were literally because of that, and now they're migrating to Texas. Now
Yeah.
they're actually migrating to Europe.
Yeah.
So we will see that. We will see it. How? But the main question is when. But if you go right now in the Chinese market and you actually look up online, I don't know how to speak Chinese. Sorry, Mandarin. But you'll see there's a surplus of mining rigs right now online. A lot of these men, there's a bunch. It could be worthwhile. I mean, at one point getting into it like fully deeply, but there's a bunch of contracts that got signed right now with Texas-based mining facilities that these miners are actually migrating to because of the crackdowns happening in China. So easily, I think this can easily be accomplished within the next half year to a year. So it's pretty good, man. I guess if he's on the just hey man, we like you, Elon. Come on, man.
Yeah, no, as well. MicroStrategy unveils a $1 billion stock offering, says the proceeds will go to buy Bitcoin. Man, these guys have been raising hundreds of millions of dollars. First, they raised 400 million, then it got bumped up to 500 million. Now it seems like they're trying to do a stock offering for $1 billion, dude. Michael Saylor, he's trying to own Bitcoin here, man. He's gonna take over all the Bitcoin eventually.
When it's decentralized, I guess that's the only thing you can do. Acquire as much, but I feel like because just the fact that they said also it could be used to buy Bitcoin, I feel like he's trying to buy other stuff too.
What do you mean?
Just because like they had their SEC filing saying we want to sell $1 billion of stock offerings, and the proceeds, we want to buy different things, and also one of them is Bitcoin. So I feel like at one point he might start buying other things besides Bitcoin, like other cryptos.
Man.
Like
he's a maximalist. No, man.
Is he?
Bro, have you heard him talk? He's a Bitcoin maximalist. He's like 100% Bitcoin only. Because like I've heard interviews of him, like people ask him like, "What do you think about Ethereum? What do you think about these other coins?" And he's more or less says they're like they're shit coins. He's saying like there's no point. Bitcoin does it all. And so man, I always find it very funny and ironic when these people have the foresight to understand the use case of Bitcoin, but then don't have the foresight, don't have the insight to understand the use case of altcoins and Ethereum and DeFi and NFTs and a decentralized smart contract ecosystem. Like it's so funny. Like why does your insight stop here? Like why can't you like anyways, it's funny as all. But yeah, he's a Bitcoin maximalist.
I think they might be seeing things that we're not aware of, to be honest. I feel like I don't question his, I guess, like outlook on it, but I guess he probably has some sort of a plan. At the end of the day, he has his own interests, so it's definitely something.
Yeah, no, I get it, but like these guys, these Michael Saylor types, they were the guys that were early enough that they saw the use case when nobody else did, and so it's funny that they can't apply that same mentality to Ethereum and the alts, which I do believe have use case, even if most of them fail, which I do believe most will. I mean, I think something like Ethereum has some use case, and it's just funny that their insight stops at Bitcoin almost dogmatically. It's very ironic in my opinion. Anyways, that's what's going on with that. I saw someone in the comments say, take a look at this millennial article. So this is something pretty interesting here. So apparently 47% of millennial millionaires have at least 25% of their wealth in crypto. I love this.
Wow.
I love this. At least 25.
Wow. 47 million millionaires have at least. Yeah, I guess like where else did they, millennials, right? When's this? Early 90s, right? This is the 90s?
I saw a TikTok describing the difference as this. When you
So you're using TikTok as a valid reference?
Yes, I am 100%. So let me ask you, when you think of a song, if I tell you the word "So Lonely," what song comes to mind in your opinion?
Akon.
Exactly, you're a millennial. So
That's what it
yeah, yeah.
is.
So apparently, when you ask someone what song comes to mind when you tell them the word "so lonely," Gen Z will say like a Justin Bieber song, and millennials will say
Mm,
Akon.
I see.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a very, very accurate test, man.
It is. Yeah, it
I
is.
can stand by that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So what
No.
is this saying?
Let's see here. I just read the title. For being very honest with you. But let's see here. So millionaires of all ages report that only 70% of them own crypto. Only 17. That's a lot. While more than three quarters own none. Of those who own digital assets, just 10% have more than 10% of their wealth in crypto. So again, it's still very early days. I bet you that number's a
There's
lot.
millionaires of all ages. Like there's not
Yeah,
millennials,
yeah,
I
yeah.
guess.
But I bet you that number's a lot bigger for commodities, a lot bigger for the stock market, a lot bigger for real estate. I think eventually crypto is gonna be a lot more similar to the stock market to retail to commodities one day. Yeah. So that's
Okay.
that, man. Almost half of those polled own NFTs, while an additional 40% don't but have considered investing in them. Interesting. Very interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, man, that's
Very
actually a
interesting.
very high number. 47% of millennial millionaires.
Yeah, because otherwise, where were they gonna get it from? 5% of stocks? two
Mm,
percent of stocks a year? Is that
yeah,
what it is?
yeah, bro.
No,
Like
that was
the yeah, like the average return on an index fund in the stock market is like between like 8 and 10%. Deflation numbers or inflation numbers just came out with the Americans. It's saying the inflation's at 5% year over year, and that number is like to increase next year and the year after and the year after. So it's like you're making like 2 or 3% risking all your money in the stock market. Why the hell would you do that when you can make hundreds of percent with Ethereum and Bitcoin? And yes, you can have short-term unrealized losses, but again, over the long term, whether we go down for a month, 3 months, a year, the trend over the long term remains the same, and the trend is one of constantly going up because the use case is great and always getting better. It's again deflationary assets, Bitcoin and Ethereum, in an environment in a global macro environment where we have inflationary
oh man,
currencies.
what's better than having your money in a retirement plan that you can only take when you're literally on the edge of, you're in a wheelchair, your hips not working. Now you want to travel. Now you want to
Yeah,
have fun when things are, that's why they had it for until like what 64 or something. I don't want to. I'm not that familiar, I guess, but holy, yeah, it's
yeah, man.
set. It was, you can't just have it stagnate like that. Something new needs to come out, and crypto's the thing. So
Yeah, the stock market is if you have $1 billion and you want $1.2 billion. That's what the
yeah,
stock market's for. If you're
okay,
trying to make it, trying to get rich, trying to make those gains, I mean, good luck to you playing the stock market. I mean, you gotta
yeah. Like I made my first billion last year, right? Just off crypto, guys.
right
So
off what Dogecoin.
um, uh, I can't disclose it.
Okay, all right, okay. Well, what else you want to take a look at here, man? I have a few more things to take a look
I
about.
think I think that's all I got. What do you have? Let's see what you got.
Well, I mean, let me see what's pretty relevant here. So the only thing I would add is getting stock to flow model. Stock to flow historically done a pretty good job of doing price predictions for Bitcoin. Stock to flow predicts 100,000 in the cycle. Also, well, specifically by well, by now, but we sometimes overperform and underperform stock to flow. There's also interesting arguments for a lengthening cycle where the cycles are lengthening and having diminishing returns each kind of roughly 4 year cycle. And also just to understand how Bitcoin and why Bitcoin is moving these cycles. In my opinion, I think the halvings have something to do with it. So guys, if you want to know why, well, like, why do we move in these boom and bust cycles roughly every 4 years? Well, it's because of Bitcoin and Bitcoin halvings, where roughly every 4 years, the amount of Bitcoin being produced gets cut in half. And so, whenever supply starts to decrease roughly every 4 years, and then demand is steadily increasing over time, well, price typically goes up. And so, according to when the next halving is, that's likely when the next bull market is likely to start. So, even if we enter an extended bull market or bear market right now, the next halving is March 19th, 2024. And so, in my opinion, the next bull market is likely to start 2024, but really get going 2025. So, worst case scenario, I mean, we just have to stake a couple of years until 2025 when the next bull market is likely to be.
A couple years,
Yeah, a couple of years, just a
it's
couple of
four
years.
years.
Yeah, it's it's a long time. Yeah. Yeah, man. No, but that's pretty much it. Interesting thing here I want to mention when it comes to altcoins, which is Polkadot. Let's see if I can find the news story. Here it is. Polkadot got listed on Coinbase Pro, which is pretty significant.
Oh,
Yeah,
when
yeah.
was that?
Let's see, when is this? Today?
Oh, from today.
Today.
Coinbase Pro.
Yeah, yeah.
Man, oh my God. Okay.
Dude, the Polkadot ecosystem is doing fantastic right here. I think it's really about to heat up because, man, we have Kusama parachain auctions getting going here, and we have Polkadot getting listed on Coinbase. That's a big deal because the American market is the biggest market when it comes to crypto, and Coinbase is one of the largest exchanges, if not the largest exchange in the American
You know
market.
what they've been doing recently?
Mm.
Just to give you as just a quick of Coinbase reportedly setting up shop in New York City. These guys are
Oh,
trying to have a U.S. cryptocurrency exchange. Coinbase is setting up an office in New York City. Coinbase is one of the first tech companies to set up in Hudson Yards. The move is part of its recent strategy to shift to smaller offices rather than a centralized headquarters. Goddamn, they're moving in.
yeah,
They're moving in, buddy.
yeah.
It's official. It's
It's
official.
official. It's official. Also, man, are you gonna get in on one of these parachain auctions?
Um,
No, you're not. You're a fudster.
I
You
just
don't.
want
You
to
don't
see how I
believe in
can just. I gotta move a couple millions.
it. I got you,
All right, let me get back to you on that.
guys. Look, Kusama parachain auctions are starting tomorrow. Tomorrow they start, and so these are the projects that are likely to first get parachain slots. And I've actually participated in Korora. Korora is a kind of DeFi hub for the Kusama ecosystem. So it does kind of swaps,
Hold on. When
borrowing
did
and
you do
lending.
that,
Like yesterday, 2 days ago.
bro? Like, are you just? Did you actually?
Yeah. Why?
I love it. I mean, I didn't even know.
I told
This
you about
guy's
this.
always onto something, guys.
I
This guy's
told you.
always onto something, man. I'm always getting calls in the middle of the night. Yo, you won't believe this. I'm in this and this and that. I stopped keeping track, man. But I love it. I love it. I gotta give it to you.
Dude, this
You're the crypto, just like
I'm the
I
gem
don't know
hunter.
what yeah, gem hunter.
Well, man, look, here's the thing. If Polkadot's here to stay, which I think it is, and if DeFi here to stay, which I think it is, then I think the biggest DeFi play in Kusama, which again part of the Polkadot ecosystem, is probably here to stay and probably likely to do well. So the way these things work is that you loan out your Kusama. The project takes that Kusama and stakes it for parachain slot, and it's locked up for about a year, roughly a year, just under a year. And in return, the project gives you the native cryptocurrency. And so I have participated in Korora and Moon River. And so, yeah, I'm looking forward to getting some Korora. A year later, I will get my Kusama back. So I'm basically getting some free tokens. I am locking up my Kusama for a year. And by the time I get it back, we may very well be in a bear market, but that's okay because I did it with a minority position of my Kusama holdings. But yeah, I just want to get some exposure to this project because I think, again, the leading DeFi play in a smart contract blockchain that's here to stay is probably a smart move in my opinion.
I think so, man.
Not financial
I think
wise.
so. I don't know what the hell Korora is, but I'm gonna definitely take a look
It's just
at it.
it's a
But it seems
DeFi.
interesting.
It's just a DeFi hub. Man. It's like swapping and borrowing and lending. Think of it like Aave and Uniswap all rolled into one, but for
Right.
Kusama and Polkadot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely interesting, man.
Yeah, definitely interesting. So that's that, man. I don't know. Do you want to take a look here at Ethereum, Cardano, VeChain, anything like that?
I mean, what are you? We've been pushing like an hour and a bit right now.
Okay.
What do
Yeah.
you feel like doing?
Honestly, man, at this point, like, I didn't check the time. I'd say let's start to wrap it up here. Do you want
Yeah,
to
I would
share?
say so too.
Yeah. Do you want to share maybe any final thoughts, any final words of wisdom, anything you
Final
want to get off your
thoughts,
chest?
guys. If you're on this channel, you're at the right place. And there's 190 people here. Soon enough, we're gonna show our faces so we can have a bit of a just an eye-to-eye contact here. So make sure you stay tuned to that. We'll let you know soon when that's gonna happen. But we're thinking about end of the week here, and yeah, just stay smart, man. Just stay smart. Don't just get sucked into the hype, right? Always look at the source of the news and not just what people are saying, even us. So
Yeah.
whatever we present to you, take it with a grain of salt. Don't listen to us. We just bring some things to your attention. As straight up, just don't listen to us, man.
Yeah.
Just anything we post the links in the description. Go and read up on it. See if it makes sense to you. If it doesn't, come and call us out so we can roast you and call it a day. So
Yeah.
that's pretty much it. Thank you
No.
guys for listening.
I agree with you, man. Guys, do not listen to us. The goal is for yourself to be confident enough in your own understanding to draw conclusions and make an investment strategy and plan based off your own understanding. It's great to hear other people's opinions, the things they consider to help inform, maybe some of the things you should look at. And hopefully that's what we provide, kind of give you a different perspective. But at the end of the day, guys, fuck what we have to say. Come up with your own understanding, your own investment and trading strategy. And again, if you hear kind of the factors we consider, hopefully you guys become more confident investors yourself. Ultimately, guys, thank you all so much for being here. Again, like, subscribe, comment, share, and hit that bell icon to be notified of new uploads. Because anytime anything interesting happens, we will definitely be talking about it on this channel. And again, we got some big things planned in the near future. We're going to do a face reveal soon in the near future. How shitty would it be is as soon as we do it, Bitcoin just crashes.
Hey man, that would be a very good sign to just unsubscribe. I would say.
Don't say that. Yeah, folks, no, look, so big changes coming there. If you guys want more access to ourselves, access to our VIP Discord group, you can access through our Patreon. Link for that is down in the description below. Join our Discord group, and at the end of the day, folks, thank you all so much for being here, and until next time, take care.
Have a good day, guys.